we go. Zach Brown Band on 94.3 The Oxen. It is a beautiful drug. 8:30 now on your Monday ride. Time for Coffee Talk, brought to you by the Comanche Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. Check them out at hashtag Explore Comanche, Texas. As we say good morning, welcome as always on Monday morning. Cynthia Newton with Hope Counseling. How we doing?
We are doing well. Sleep deprivation, which is interesting that I'm talking about sleep this morning. But,
okay.
You know, it's just one of those things when you hit rodeo season.
That's part of it, yeah.
I have to tell you, I told Danny I was going to call him out this morning, but anyway. So we had the Goldthwait rodeo this weekend, right? Yeah. And you know, I had four kiddos.
I was going to say all four of them involved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I had another child with me, so my youngest didn't compete in this one, but he's going to do mutton busting this week at the Comanche Open Rodeo. But yeah, so I had four in the bull riding. And he was like, I don't know how you do this and then go do your Monday morning show.
Right.
I said we have group therapy on Sundays, you know.
Pretty much, yeah.
So anyway, Danny and I got to talking about the needs for therapy after having that many kids ride bulls anyway. But it's fun.
And they're all okay?
They're all okay. No injuries. We did well. You know, they're improving every week. And that's the point, right? It's about fun and making sure nobody gets hurt.
That's something this city boy never cared anything about. I don't ride anything that chases me down after I fall off of it. Okay?
That's right. But the Comanche Open Rodeo is this weekend. That's so it's going to be exciting just to come and watch. So anyway. But
tons of fun.
Side note there. All right. So, talking about sleep, because we were at this rodeo and we got home really late, right? Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, Sunday morning came early. So, sleep hygiene. I really want to talk about this because it's really important. I've had this debate with some of my kiddos this summer.
Going to bed dirty.
It's summertime. We don't need sleep. It's, you still do. No. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that and why.
Okay.
So many of us look forward to the arrival of summer and more hours of daylight, but when it finally arrives, it may cause sleep problems for kids and for the whole family. I'm going to tell you what, when kids are off schedule and you're trying to go to sleep and the TV is blaring and I become like the Wicked Witch. So
no.
It's the witching hour.
The beatings are about to begin until morale improves.
It's like, turn off the TV. I have to work. Summertime disrupts routines and sleep schedules for many families. Children no longer must wake up early and get ready for school each day. The sun lingers in the sky much later into the evening, and it can be difficult to stick to that 8:30 bedtime or 9 o'clock bedtime when it's still bright outside.
Yeah.
College students may find themselves staying up late and sleeping in even late during the summer months. Warm summer nights and traditional summer activities like bonfires, camping trips, rodeos, cookouts often mean getting to bed much later than usual. It can be difficult for families to follow a regular sleep schedule during the summer, but it's important to try to go to sleep and wake up around the same time each day.
Sure, schedule.
Absolutely, absolutely. The importance of that is getting enough sleep each night is important for your health and wellness. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, sleep deprivation is associated with various health problems, including type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and depression. Sleep deficiency can lead to stress, accidents, and injuries. Sleep is important at every age, but it's especially important for the health, behavior, and development of children and adolescents. Sure. So even though it's summer, it's really important to look at that. Going to bed and waking up at different times can make it difficult to focus. It can make you feel tired and lethargic and keep you from feeling active and alert. Erratic sleep patterns can affect your quality of sleep and make it difficult to fall asleep. A regular sleep routine promotes better quality sleep, and it helps make sure that you get enough sleep. Staying close to your regular schedule makes it easier to transition back to your regular routine when summer ends. And I think I talked about this right at the end of the school year, that it's going to make it easier to transition.
Right.
So some signs your kids need more sleep, and my kids are really, really good at showing me these signs. So watch for these behaviors when deciding if your kids are getting enough sleep. Temper tantrums, defiant behavior, hyperactivity, trouble concentrating, listening, learning, solving problems, increased appetite, argumentative. I mean, all of those things can actually be a sign.
It's like that all the time, isn't it?
Not always. But when they're tired, it's like 200 times worse.
Sure, yeah.
If any of these behaviors are normal for your child, notice if there's an increase in
Okay, there we
frequency
go.
or
There we go.
intensity. If so, lack of sleep may actually be the culprit. So sleep tips for babies and young children. I've also got teenagers in here, so stay on board, guys. Teens are probably the hardest ones. If your child really isn't tired at bedtime, for the kiddos and young children, you may want to embrace a later bedtime. Okay, still have a set bedtime.
Right.
Make bedtime half an hour later than normal. If you usually have them go to bed at 8:30, push it to 9:30 even. Maybe 10. During the summertime. Okay, I get that.
Right.
Allow this quiet time to be a long, slow wind down before your child. Before you put your child to bed, let them work on puzzles, look at books, or listen to soft, calming music. Avoid activities that are excessively stimulating right before bedtime. Talked about this a lot. It includes screen time, like watching TV, using a tablet or a computer, playing video games, and physical exercises. When you have a house full of boys, what do you think is the one thing they like to do? I have no idea.
Go nuts.
Go nuts. Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Gosh.
Oh man.
Wrestling. And they're always make a point of doing it 30 minutes before it's time to start winding down, right? I'm like, stop.
Well, I mean, the hope could be that maybe they wear themselves out.
For some of them, but not all of them. Some of them, it just wires them back up. So this is something I'm trying to work on in my home, because inevitably we just decide to start doing it right before bedtime, right? So this is a good thing to avoid, is that physical exercise right before,
Okay.
Because it actually can cause your endorphins and stuff to rise that can take you a little bit longer to calm down.
Sure.
Avoid these activities during a nighttime awakening as well. It is best to keep video games, televisions, or phones out of the bedroom and to limit their use at least 1 hour before bedtime. There's no reason to have screens on in the middle of the night or things like that, because it can actually interfere with their sleep. Okay?
Right.
Remember that even with later bedtimes, toddlers in particular may still resist bed. If your child is testing you, set firm limits and return them promptly to bed without much interaction.
Randy.
If your child...
What? Who said that?
If your child really is tired at bedtime but resisting sleep, make nap time earlier. If your kids take naps, make it a little bit earlier. Depending on the age of your child, you can try shifting naps so your child is ready to settle down for sleep at the usual time. Or just don't make nap time so early that your child is overtired by bedtime. A balanced approach is best. Darken your child's room. You can encourage an earlier bedtime and sleeping later in the morning by darkening your child's room with darkening shades. Okay? That's really something that you want to look at, especially as the days are a lot longer right now. Results may not be immediate, and you still need your child to engage in quiet activities an hour before bed. Consistency, of course, is the key to making all of this work. You can't do it one way one night, the next day, the next night. The back and forth does not work. All right, so here we're going to talk about teenagers.
Oh boy.
Goodness.
Louisville Slugger.
They have unique sleep challenges during summer months. Delayed melatonin secretion coupled with increasing independence and control over their schedules can really get in the way of a good night's sleep for teens during the summer. Also, for some teens, poor sleep habits in the summer can result in delayed sleep phase syndrome, which can be a serious problem by the time school starts again. Teens with a delayed sleep phase syndrome find it impossible to fall asleep until the early morning hours and nearly impossible to get up in the morning in time for school. If they do manage to get up, they are often severely sleep deprived and their school performance suffers. Teens do need 8 to 10 hours of sleep. 8 to 10 hours of sleep.
Right.
So we kind of forget that sometimes, and we think they need less, or maybe sometimes they think they need less.
Mm-hmm.
But really, they still need that 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. The more rules there are around bedtime and enforcing good sleep habits, the more sleeps teens get. The more freedom teens have when it comes to sleep, the less sleep they tend to get. So, and sometimes hard because, those teenagers, they want to do it their way, and they think that that's the best way. And I have a couple in my house, so, I mean, I get it. It's not easy, but, and then you push it a little bit later, understanding that. But it is summer. They don't have to get up as early, maybe, and I say maybe because some kids may still have to get up early and go to work and do stuff. So, I mean, it's, look at your child, look at your situation, but enforce a bedtime.
That's good.
To prevent sleep problems and keep your whole family well rested during the summer months, stick to the same bedtime schedule every day. Make the bedroom as dark and quiet as possible. A blackout shade can help block the light. Keep the temperature in the bedroom cool. This includes adjusting your child's bedding from warm covers, like down and flannel, to a more summer-friendly fabric such as cotton. If a baby is swaddled or in wearable blanket at night, choose wraps and wearables made from lighter fabric. I mean, that's kind of obvious. We're going to be hotter during the summer, more than likely. Children and babies are going to be too. So just be aware of, of that and what you're swaddling them in or what you're putting them in. Avoid overstimulation before bedtime. Turn screens off 30 minutes prior to going to bed. Keep a regular aerobic exercise schedule, but avoid exercising too close to bedtime or wrestling. Get direct exposure to sunlight in the morning to help suppress melatonin. Direct exposure to sunlight actually does help suppress that melatonin and reinforce a healthy sleep-wake schedule. Avoid drinking too many caffeinated beverages, such as sodas and energy drinks throughout the day. That's another fight with teenagers, especially.
Sweet tea, that'll do it too.
Yeah, it will. It can still cause nighttime awakenings and shallow sleep, even if it doesn't prevent one from falling asleep. So be active and social during the day rather than late at night. You will undoubtedly have some late nights, and that's okay. We're going to have those, especially when we go to those rodeos. But, it is summertime. You're going to have some of that, but to the best of your ability, try to stay as close to regular bedtime outside of that as you can. Yeah. Staying past that bedtime on occasion won't derail your sleep schedule. The important thing is that you try and maintain it for sleeping instead of erratic. You don't want to do back and forth sleeping habits. So I know this is kind of, for some people, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's summer. But I promise you it does.
They're durable. They'll be all right.
It's going to make your life better
sure.
if your kids are continuing to be in a sleep routine and getting a good enough sleep. I promise that.
Makes
Because
sense.
if they're not, your life is just not going to be quite as bearable through the summer. We have a hard enough time during the summer. It's that, come on, August. We're ready for August. Anyway. Is it August yet?
Not quite.
Oh, okay. I was hoping. Anyway.
We still got this thing called summer to go through, I think.
I don't know. It's like,
it's
it's like summer,
here.
summer. So
not
right
officially,
now,
but
it's 104 days ago.
Fahrenheit. Yeah, that's enough.
I'm going to be on. So, guys, as always, at Hope Counseling, we're here for you with offices in Comanche, Eastland, Dublin, and...
Dublin. You caught me off guard.
Comanche, Eastland, Dublin, and Hamilton.
There you go.
I confused Kyle this
Well,
morning.
you always get confused on it, so...
I know. Well, I was trying to see if you got confused. So.
Well, I did.
Comanche, Dublin, Eastland, and Hamilton.
There you
All
go.
right, 325-356-1105. If there's anything we can do, give us a shout. We are seeing patients through the summer, so
sure.
anything we can do, we're here for you. 325-356-1105, Hope Counseling of Texas.
All right, Cynthia Newton with Hope Counseling. Thanks as always.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Think Optimum Complete, combining optimum internet with 99.9% reliability.